Minors forced into sex trafficking with no choice to leave. Women threatened by pimps.
They are the inside workings of prostitution and what authorities here are trying to get off of our streets. Tonight, a detective is speaking out about a large bust in Council Bluffs last week. Our Joe Chiodo has a story.
That's what we're looking for, is tips from the public.
It's an undercover operation, but a detective with the Council Bluffs Police Department says signs of prostitution are all around us. Last week, he helped arrest 15 people in a 12-hour sting.
Unfortunately, that is very normal for us. I would estimate that you could go at any time of the day or night in the Omaha metro area, 100 girls, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, that are for sale. And that's not okay.
The 19-year veteran, whose identity we're protecting, says sadly an operation could likely be done nearly every night here in the Heartland.
If something doesn't look right, then maybe do a little more investigation and look into it. People are trafficked, from high schools, and they've been picked up at the mall before. It's all around our community.
On Thursday, the Child Exploitation Task Force took to sites like Craigslist and Backpage, posing as prostitutes and johns and then arranging meetings.
We use hotels, we use apartments, we use houses, just because that's where the trafficking is going on.
When the buyers and sellers show up, the police make their arrest. But for the women, the detective tells me these arrests are a chance at a new life. He says most of those women don't want to be prostitutes.
Honestly, for the vast majority, they didn't decide that. They were forced into it because of various different reasons.
But he says that's something the Johns don't necessarily understand. They often don't think of the girls as victims.
And that's something that we're working on, is education for people, to show them that most of the time the girls are not there of their own free will.
He says the more stings they do, the more of a chance there is at changing the stigma surrounding prostitution. Now, the main goal in doing these stings is to find minors. And in this last bust, the detective tells me they didn't find any, but he says they are definitely out here in our city tonight. The goal is to find them and to find women who are being forced into prostitution. Now, the other goal is that once they do find them, they don't just arrest them, but they bring them here to organizations like the Women's Center for Advancement. It's here where they can talk with organizers and officials to find ways to escape that lifestyle and lead a life that they will be much happier. Reporting live, I'm Joe Chiodo, WWT 6 News.
The detective stressed that any tip from the public about prostitution will be looked into.
If you ever suspect anything, you are urged to call police.